Hello everyone. I'm going to be doing another response video tonight, but before I get into that, there's some news. Tim Tebow, whose popularity was probably more due to the fact that he was a very outspoken Christian than his actual skill on the field, has been released. Apparently, God wasn't really all that concerned with his football career. However, sucks that he's out of a job currently, so let's take a moment to give the man the respect he deserves. Now that that's done, I'm going to be responding to a video that I found on YouTube, and the fella involved, well, he's interesting, to say the least. He had a couple of videos out, the first of which he entitled something along the lines of atheist counteroffensive, and that's the one I'm going to be responding to here. Unfortunately, the videos that dealt with this subject have been deleted completely off of his channel. I was able to get the first one, though, before it was gone. He has been telling me in private messages that there are more coming, but we'll see.
Hello YouTube.
Hello.
We are here in the beautiful town of San Jose, California. I am Haruw Sa Awsat.
Haruw... What was that?
Haruw Sa Awsat.
Asshat?
Awsat.
Asshat?
Awsat.
Asshat.
Haruw Sa Awsat.
Oh, Haruw Sa Awsat.
Homit Nutir Nebet Josar Awsat.
Oh, fuck you. You expect me to get all of that pronounced correctly? I just got your name right. You know what? I'm just calling you Asshat.
Well, in plain English, it simply means that I am a priest of the goddess Isis. Okay, laugh all you like. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about what I have created. And if you're an atheist out there and you're already laughing at me, let me tell you, what I created just might end up ruffling your feathers.
Ruffling my... feathers? Anything but that.
Okay. It has to do with a fundamental fact of life, as basic as gravity. And that is, no matter how smart you are, no matter how confident you are, you never know when you're going to meet somebody who's going to burst your bubble, somebody who's going to debunk you, someone who's going to outsmart you.
No. You never know when you're going to run into somebody who debunks you, outsmarts you, bursts your bubble, as you say. None of us claim that our bubbles are unburstable.
Deny it all you like, it's a simple fact of life, as basic as gravity.
You said that already.
Now, unlike many of you, I do not claim to be so smart, I do not claim to be a genius, I do not claim to be so much better than other people.
You don't claim to be so smart, you don't claim to be a genius, you don't claim to be better than other people. Allow me to dip into the correspondence we've been having in our private messages on YouTube. How's that sound? Maybe you should know that I was educated in Europe, that I won a prize in 1967 for Best Novelist for the school magazine, that I studied astronomy for 40 years, that a mathematics teacher told me I had the sharpest mind he ever encountered, that my photo of the planet Jupiter was published in Astronomy magazine in 1990, that I speak 3 languages, and that people who read my novel said they were hooked from the first page. Who's laughing now? You sure won't when I release my next video. You will find out about your own ineptitudes. Ineptitude. The harder you try, the dumber you look. So,
I do not claim to be so smart. I can only claim that I might have achieved the next best thing, which is to create something that exposes the flaws in people like you.
So you don't claim to be better than us, despite the fact that I already pointed out that you do. And then not even 2 seconds later, you prove my point by claiming that people like me are fundamentally flawed. That's a hell of a judgment to be made by a middle-aged man wearing Egyptian-themed bling.
I'm not out here to try and burst somebody's bubble.
You're not here to try and burst somebody's bubble, despite the fact that you already said that you were trying to burst people's bubbles.
But the purpose of what I call the great counteroffensive is quite simply to expose the flaws, very real flaws, that you find in atheism and atheists.
Exposing flaws in the atheist philosophy, that's fine. That's all well and good. You can expose flaws in ideas. For example, I could point out that any argument that you could possibly make in favor of your chosen deity can also be made in favor of anybody's deity, and they can just be swapped out, and none of that would change the argument whatsoever. But you go so far as to say that you are going to expose flaws in atheists, the people that hold to that philosophy. Now, not even I make the claim that all Christians, for example, have fundamental flaws in them. There are certainly flaws in their theology. But I don't go so far as to say everyone in that group has the same exact flaw.
It took me 4 years to complete this project. It was not easy. Now let's talk more about atheism.
Yes, please, let's talk more about what you think atheism is.
See, this is a good magazine, good example about it. They did not even print it so well. I hope you can read it. Yeah. So, there's a lot of talk of atheism in this day and age on YouTube, in magazines, etc. So, big deal. I mean, if you do not believe in God, if you do not believe in anything supernatural or anything like this, if you're spiritually illiterate...
Could you be any more condescending? No, seriously, I'm asking. Is it physically possible for you to fit any more condescension into your tone?
That's your problem. I don't care.
You don't care. You spent 4 years working on this counteroffensive. But you don't care.
What I do take offense to is the kind of vicious insults and attacks that some famous atheists, I'm not going to mention any names right now, some very famous atheists have created a vicious attack and insult on religion and people like myself.
We have a freedom of speech in this country. We have every right to insult and ridicule ideas that we find to be ridiculous. Just as you, sir, have every right to say the things that you're saying, be as condescending as you're being. You have every right. That doesn't mean I'm required to take you seriously.
And if they think we're going to take this kind of insult laying down, think again. Let me reassure you, unlike what so many atheists claim, many religious people like myself are not violence-craved fanatics.
We don't claim that all religious people are violent fanatics. There are certainly plenty of religious people who are violent fanatics, and for you to try and imply that there aren't violent fanatics tied to certain religions is naive at the very best.
I do not believe in violence. It is against Ma'at. But to make a long story short...
Too late.
We're talking here strictly about an intellectual counteroffensive. Sure wasn't easy. It took me over 4 years to complete it.
How long did it take you?
It took me over 4 years to complete it.
Oh, but you don't care.
And I will give you more details later. But in a nutshell, it is about exposing very real flaws in atheist thinking and also very real character flaws among the leading atheists, especially the one who makes so much fun of religion and who insult all religions so viciously.
You're trying to hide who you're talking about here. And since your original video has been deleted, you almost got away with it, except for the fact that you posted this video as a video response to Ricky Gervais. So I can only assume that you were targeting Ricky Gervais with this video, and that's just funny. Seriously, very, very funny. I'm laughing on the inside.
So there it is. This is the counteroffensive. It is quite simply this book that I wrote. The book is complete, it's been copyrighted, it's ready to go, but it's going to take a while to get it printed and ready, because I intend to self-publish. So, it will take a while.
So, your argument against atheism, it's ready to go, it's taken you 4 years to develop, but we can't know what it is unless we buy your book. I told you in a private message that kind of makes it seem like you don't have too much faith in the argument itself, despite having spent 4 years working on it. I mean, if you had a lot of faith in your argument, then you'd present your argument. You're not doing that. You're expecting us to pay for it before we even know what it is. Seems to me like you're basically saying, well, my argument probably won't change any minds. It's probably going to be refuted within a few days. But if I can make a few bucks off of it, yeah, I may as well do that.
This is just a preliminary introduction to what I call the great counteroffensive against atheism.
The preliminary introduction to the great counteroffensive against atheism that you deleted.
And again, let me reassure you, we're not talking about anything violent here. We're strictly talking about an intellectual counteroffensive.
Oh, you're not threatening violence against us? Oh, thank God. Oh, shit.
And again, I do not claim to burst your bubble. I do not claim to be that smart.
I was educated in Europe.
But I can pretty much assure you, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers.
Don't you fucking touch my feather.
I may not burst your bubble, but believe me, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers.
Are you stuck on repeat?
Actually, for some of these famous atheists, I'm not gonna mention any names right now. For some of them, I may well be their worst nightmare.
No. You won't be the atheist's worst nightmare. We already know that's the banana.
Oh, laugh all you like. Yeah, of course, yeah. I can see you laughing already. What kind of counteroffensive can we expect from a poor, lonely lunatic like myself? Well, that's exactly what people said about Hitler 50 years ago.
Disregarding the fact that your dates are a little off, you just compared yourself to Hitler. I just want to make sure you know that.
What kind of counteroffensive can a poor guy like this come up with? If you do not take me seriously, that's your problem. 50 years ago, people did not take Hitler seriously.
Apparently you knew that you did that, because you just did it again.
Until the panzers rolled through Europe and through Russia. Again, I do not believe in violence.
You don't believe in violence, but you're invoking Hitler.
But if you do not take me seriously, you'll find out the hard way that maybe you should.
I think I'm starting to see why this video got deleted. You're threatening violence. It's like that scene in Talladega Nights.
Oh, I said it with all due respect.
No, that doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want to say to me.
Sure as heck does.
No, it doesn't
It's
mean
in the
that.
Geneva Convention. Look it up.
Okay, that's all for now. It will be 6 months before I make another video.
You expect me to wait 6 months for another video? The internet's gonna forget about you in 6 months. Oh, wait, they won't. Because I'm preserving the memory.
And so far, so good. Ana Sharak Amhotep.
What was that?
Hasawakano.
Is that Japanese?
No, that's Wonka Wash spelled backwards.
May you find peace.
Huh.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Fezzes are cool.